If you've been using a Callaway driver for the last couple of years, in my opinion, you've had the #1 driver of 2023 and 2024. But coming into 2025, Callaway have a lot to live up to, and they have brought out the brand new Elyte range of drivers. And for me, this is the first test outside, finally, now the weather has improved. Guys, if you are new to this channel, then welcome to this YouTube channel. If you want to join us on that journey to 50,000, then hit that subscribe button. And guys, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, thank you for being a regular viewer. And you'll know today, I'm not just testing this club, we have mid-handicap Dave, who's probably trying to make a little bit of noise in the background by messing with other drivers we have out here to test just for you. Two different looking drivers, and if I was looking at these drivers maybe a year ago, I would say on the right we would have the triple diamond, and on the left we would have the standard driver, but we don't. So this year Callaway have gone or kept a matte finish on the top of their standard driver, and they have gone for a gloss finish on the top of the triple diamond. So straight away behind the golf ball, a different look to maybe what you're expecting from other companies. But first swing with this Elyte driver, I know we're a little bit late to the party, but performance just as I'd expect from a Callaway after the paradigm, after the AI smoke paradigm, and that was straight out of the middle. A fantastic strike there, a great launch, and for me, I think this year the biggest problem Callaway might have is that more people are going to go into the standard driver, and the reason being is this driver for me has improved a lot. One big thing I maybe had an issue with in the previous generations, the paradigm and the AI smoke, it didn't look as good. So the standard driver didn't look as good as the triple diamond. It didn't sound as good as the triple diamond. It didn't sit behind the golf ball better than triple diamond. So a lot of people, even if they weren't designed to go into this driver, did favour towards that because of the looks. I do actually prefer the look of this matte finish. I think it looks fantastic from the top, the chevron in there. And again, lines on the face, a good indication to see where you have struck that driver, because if you're looking to improve, we want to use the face to maybe see where you're striking it, and we do obviously have that AI 10 times face. So they have said that they've improved that face construction. They've got now more variable thickness points on there to make sure that even on off-centered hits, we're still going to get that distance. Let's go one more. And a carbon copy there, again hitting the fairway, easy to launch, sounds fantastic, great ball flight. And this is where for me the biggest thing to think about is, why would I go into that triple diamond? Now straight away in here we can see the profile is a little bit smaller, but for me that gloss finish, and there is no marking on the top, and I never thought I'd mention a marking on the top, but being around mid-handicap Dave, who mentions it every single time he picks a driver up, it is now noticeable. So we have the weights here where we can obviously alter and change the spin. Again, with the standard driver we can make it draw or fade bias. So straight away here we are limited a little bit more. We still have the adjustability on the hosel. So let's see how it performs. It'll be very interesting to see numbers wise which one is going to be more consistent, because a lot of tour players are going away from these drivers. And again, a similar launch. That was a toey strike. That was the worst strike of the three, so it'll be interesting to get down there and see what the difference is. How is a bad strike done against two good strikes with that standard driver? So again, that's a fantastic drive down there, middle of the fairway, which is a long carry in these winter conditions. We then have the second max driver, again similar distance, so two identical strikes, front to back the same. I did just pull that one a little bit left with the starting line, but the off-centered hit, the toe strike with the triple diamond has still got out there, probably lost maybe 5 or 10 yards from a poor strike. So let's jump into the studio and see how they do numbers wise in there before we hit a couple more on the next tee. So guys, some interesting shots out there. Two fantastic shots from the standard driver, but when we go into that triple diamond, it was a poor strike, but only lost maybe 5 to 10 yards, which is the interesting thing from that for me outside. But obviously, Inside, the big talking point is there's going to be a lot more people, in my opinion, going into this standard driver now, and obviously we do have that Thermoforged Carbon top on there, we do have the matte finish on there, instead of that gloss finish, which the tour players preferred in the triple diamond. But numbers wise, again there, a little bit high on the spin, 3,600. Still carrying 260, going just under 275 there. So for a poor strike for me, I would certainly take that. We saw outside that we got a long carry with this driver and we didn't have much movement on the flight. So can we get some of those in here? So better flight, just turned it over slightly, but that was a fantastic strike. 283 going 306, and yes, it's just down in that left hand rough, but that was a much better strike and certainly felt solid off the face. And for me, what I like is that, again, sound is very similar to that triple diamond. It's not sounding too tinny as a lot of the standard models have over previous generations. And again, another solid strike there, turning over a little bit, but just under 280 carry and consistently there towards 300. So the bad shot, yes, leaked a little bit out to the right, still went 280 yards, but they're pretty solid numbers for all this driver. I am really enjoying the look of it. I'm not so sure on the design on the bottom, but from the top, it does sit fantastic behind there. The sound is good, and performance for numbers wise there, pretty good. But what will the triple diamond do? So again, in now with that triple diamond driver, and again, a total different look behind the golf ball for me. But again, is it something that puts me off? I do actually prefer the look of the standard driver, but this is what the tour players asked for, and this is where you should be thinking, should I be going for this driver if it's more designed to that tour player? Again, both heads have a new design, obviously for aerodynamics, to try and get you that little bit more club head speed, because after all, we're all trying to get a little bit faster, get a little bit more ball speed, and obviously get that little bit more distance down there. But how will this compete? And again, not a fantastic strike there. I'll be very interested to see how that does. So open club face, 265, running out under just 290. And this is where, for me, in previous years, the best driver has been the Paradigm Triple Diamond or the AI Smoke Paradigm Triple Diamond. Because again, they performed exceptionally well on off-centered hits, even for the low spinning driver. That for me there would be maybe just in the right hand rough, but it's still out there at 290. A good driver for me, I'd be expecting 300. So I've not lost a great deal, which is exactly what we saw outside as well. Again, felt slightly high on the face there, although it's still spun at 3,500, 260 carry, 275. So from two awful strikes, that has performed exceptionally well. And after all, we don't always hit the centre of the face. Even as a PGA professional, I certainly don't always hit the centre of the face, but I would take those numbers. But is it just a little bit harder to find the middle with this club? There's a better strike, finally closer to the middle. How will that perform? 275, and right up there just under 300. So two bad strikes, one good strike, and not too much front to back difference there. So still performing exceptionally well, but not as easy to hit as that standard Elite driver. Certainly a contender from Callaway this year, but let's get it in the hands of mid-handicap Dave. So interesting numbers inside from both of these drivers, but we now have the man to test them. And again, we will be getting numbers with Dave when he starts to compare these drivers to see which one actually is the best for him. So Dave, in you come. Let's get you.
Thank you very much.
Feathering a few down this 8th hole. So straight away, Dave, obviously looks of this driver.
It's a nice looking driver.
There we go.
What's becoming standard weave on the top.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
As you've mentioned in the past, the nice marker in the middle, just trying to
It's
line
like
it.
they listen to you, Dave.
Well, somebody needs to.
Well, that's true.
It looks a nice driver. I'm not sure it needs the name on the top, but hey.
No, that's one thing.
Perhaps being a bit picky.
Yeah, that's one thing certainly that we have seen. And Dave's going to test this driver out. We're not even going to give him the LS because we know that wouldn't be a driver that would be going into his Golf R. Let's see how this driver does. And what driver do you want to see us test this against? Because we are going to start comparison videos. Which one do you want to see this Callaway go up against first? Is it the Ping or maybe even the Wilson? Well, Dave, fantastic shot.
How much is it?
That is a fantastic shot. Straight away, Dave, feel and sound, because that was centrally struck, launched well, and it's gone straight as you like.
It wasn't clicky. I could hardly hear it.
Yep.
It obviously felt really nice because they tend to have hit him out the middle.
Yeah. Looks wise, straight away out of 10, would you say?
It's probably an 8. The thing I'm not always keen on is, even though I used to have a TaylorMade that had a white one up front, was the difference in material from front to back. But
okay.
That's as I say. Same with the name on the top. That's maybe just being a bit picky.
Yep. Right. Let's go one more, Dave. Let's see if we can repeat. Will this be the drive for Dave? We've seen Dave's perform well with drivers this year, so we are going to be getting.
Well, unusually, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go
but
ahead,
unusually, that's performing quite well outside.
Yeah. Again, we often see
straight
drivers do well inside, maybe not brought it out onto the golf course. We still need to get the Zexio out here because that is Dave's longest drive, 242, I think.
Yes.
I'm surprised Dave.
Or was it 48?
I'm surprised he didn't say 0.6 or something there from Dave. But again, we're going to be getting Dave out even, scoring, and working on that game before the season.
That was an awful strike, and it's done really well.
Yes, that'll be very interesting when we get down there. Let's get down there and see how they've done for forgiveness, because Callaway could be for Dave this year.